Hello guys, so in this tutorial we'll be looking at how to create a compass that is going to move alongside with our map. So when you look at my right, you see the compass that moves. We just represented this with a random image. You can use a nice icon or anything. And then once you move out of the center and you click this, it takes you back to where you were, back to your center. As you move and you click, it takes you to your center. As you move and you click, takes you to your center, and you can, in our previous video we did our 2D and now 3D. Stay tuned. If not subscribed, please subscribe to keep me going, make nice and awesome videos for you. Okay, so in this tutorial, in our last tutorial, we created a 2D 3D switch view. In this tutorial, we're going to be adding more views to our map. We're going to add more controls and stuff. So let's just get started. All right. So the first thing we're going to do is we're going to add a control to take us to the center when we move the maps around. We want a control to push us back to where we started. To do that, what we need to do is let's just grab some bootstrap because we'll be using some icons. So let's grab some bootstrap. So just get to the docs. Just grab let's just grab the CDN links. So let's grab this. Okay, we already have Bootstrap. Yeah, we need font. We need fonts instead of bootstraps. Yeah, we need fonts. So let's just say font awesome. We only need font awesomes. So we're just going to use the CDN. If you want to download, you can also download it and start using it. So how do we get started? How do we get up CDN? Let's see. I'm not using a package manager. Just say CDN. You say font awesome CDN. Just grab the CDN, come to control HTML and paste it. So we have our CDN. Let's see if it works. So let's just say Just say home. Let's see if it works. Okay, so it works. Great. The next thing we're going to do is to just take it off. Let's create some more buttons. Let's just create some more buttons. Let's just copy this, just paste it, and let's see what happens. Okay, only one of them works. So what we're going to do is let's go to our JavaScript, control JavaScript, and let's just say switch view, say 2, say star 1, say switch view 2, change the IDs. Let's come to map controls, let's copy paste. Let's say star 1, let's see. Still not working. Maps to controls, control position, right center. Start 1, get the element by ID, switch view 2. Let's see. Let's change this to like icon. Let's refresh. Okay, so remember I always say we need to kind of clear our cache anytime we want to run a new code. Anytime we get back to an old code, we need to clear our cache so that the new JavaScript will be able to affect our current changes. Okay, so now the house is what is showing. So let me uncomment this. Let me refresh. Let's see if both of them, great. Now both of them are on the same place. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to add a margin top. So I'm just going to say MT1. I'm going to say margin top 1. Great. Now we have 2D and we have this. So what we need right now is we need to get a center. So let's just say location. Let's refresh. Good, we have a location. So now when we move around and we click this, we want to see the map get back to the center. So let's do that. So let's change this to take main center. Name it however you want, just for simplicity's sake. So let's replace this with take me center. And now we're going to say take me center dot click. So let's copy this and paste. Say handle center view. And what we can do is let's just get rid of everything here. And so once we click on take me center, what we want the map to do is the map should take us right back to the center. That's all we want for the first control. So to do that, what we need is map.pan. So we will be panning the map. So map.pan to. Remember, every code that we write it inside the init map. Every single thing that has to do with a map is written inside the function, init map function. The next thing we need to do is with the pan to, we need to get the latitude and the longitude of our center. The new Google maps lat long lat long, and the first parameter is your latitude, second is your longitude. So let's just copy our latitude and longitude. So let's just say latitude. So in our latitude, we created variables for both latitude and longitude. We're going to use both. Now let's refresh our page. Now this is our center. The map is our center. So let's move around. When we move around a couple of times and we click this, it should be able to take us back to the center. So let's check, let's inspect, let's see what's wrong. New Google dot maps dot lat long. So let's check our console. Let's click this. Okay, so take me. Okay. So we have not changed this the ID. So we've not changed the ID. So let's change the ID. So once we move and we click, we come back. Once we move, we click, we come back. Once we move, we click, we come back. All right. So this is our first control that we are creating. The second control that we'll be creating is to change the layers of the map. The second controls. Okay, so the second control, let's save the layers for the map in the next tutorial. The second control we're going to create is how to check the heading of the map. How to check the heading of the map. So the heading of the map, heading means which direction are you looking at? Okay, so heading is the direction that you are heading at. To look at a heading, the first thing we need to do is let's just create another button. So let's come here, control, let's add another button to it. So let's say location. This is no longer location. Let's say this is how do we represent our heading? Let's say compass. We have a compass. Yeah, so we have a compass. So let's just use the compass for now. Okay. So now we need to grab our compass and put it on the map. So we say style 2, copy and paste this from here, grab the ID. So let's just call this compass. Okay. Let's copy it, change it to compass, change the style to style 2. Now we're going to see everything on our map. So these are the positioning of Google Maps. Google Maps is positioning our maps for us by default. All right. So once we have our maps on once we have the compass, the next thing we need to do is we just need something to change the compass once we move the map like this. Okay, so once you move, we need this compass to move along it. Okay, we need this compass to move. Great. So how do we do that? To do that, we need to listen to any time the map changes. Okay, so anytime the map changes, anytime the user change the view of the map, we need to change the direction of our compass. So to do that, we need to listen to the map anytime the heading is changed. So we say map dot add listener. Okay, so we need to add a listener to the map. Map dot add listener. What are we listening to? We're listening to a heading change. Okay, so we're listening to heading underscore changed. Right. So we're heading underscore changed. We just put our arrow function. We can just put our function. No parameters for now. Let's go. And inside here, all we need to get is the heading. Okay. So we create a constant. We call it new heading. Well, a new heading is equal to app dot get heading. Okay. So app dot get heading. Nice. So let's look at our heading. Let's log our heading and see what we have. Let's log our heading. Inside our console.log, let's try to change the heading of the map. So once we change, you see how the heading keeps changing. So this is the degrees. These are degrees in which the map is changing. Okay. Taking it back, see, taking it this way, the map is going forward. When we reduce it, it's reducing. So let's see how we can use these numbers to move this compass anytime we change it. Okay. So to move this compass, we will need to use JavaScript CSS to what? We will use JavaScript CSS to change the to JavaScript rotation properties, rotating the map using that using the numbers that we just generated. So how do we do that? To do that, we need to select our icon. We need to select this compass. So we'll say compass.fa. So we'll say jQuery CSS. Selector is compass.fa, which is the font awesome. Now the property to use to get this is the transform element. So let's say transform. What's the name of the element? And the value is a rotation value. So you just say rotate. So we're going to be using a rotation. Now let's rotate the heading only and let's see what happens. Let's rotate the heading directly. So let's just say new heading. Okay. New heading. And let's just add our degrees. Degrees. Okay. New heading dot degrees. Nice. Let's refresh our page. And let's try to change our boom. So you see what is going on? You see what's going on? So anytime when you hold the shift key, you pull it right. You see it's going left. When you push it left, it's going right. All right. So once you push, it's going the opposite direction. We want the map to go directly as the same direction as the map is going. We want it to go the same direction. We need to go the same direction. So how do we do that? To do that, let's change this to a negative. Okay. So let's negate our heading. Once we negate our heading, we're going to have a perfect movement. So let's refresh our page. And then let's go to the right. Great. So you see, we go to the left, it's changing to the left. We go to the right, it's going to the right. Let's just get a good compass. So let's just say compass. Let's get a good compass and use it instead of that image because we want to get. So let's just say compass image. Okay, so let's just use this compass. Save images. Let's just come to our file. Let's come to our tutorials. And let's go to our assets and let's change it to compass.jpg. Great. So let's come back to our control button. Let's change this FA. Let's make it image dot. Just image. Source. We say assets and compass. First, let's refresh our page. Let's see how big the compass is. Boom. The compass is very big, right? Okay, so we don't need that. We need, so let's just say W100. That is still big. So let's just say, let's use styles. Okay, so style, wait, let's say 50 pixels. See how big 50 pixels is. So it's still big. And you see, we have this white background. We don't need all those backgrounds. So what can we do? Um, okay, so now what we can do is we can actually remove our background from here. Let's refresh the page. Okay, looks a little bit nice. Let's make it a little bit small. Let's make it 40 and let's remove any pattern for this. So we say E0, refresh. Okay, so now we have this. So how do we move this? Now you see how it is. We're going to make it bigger to see how it's going to work. So first let's make it like 60. Make it like 60 and refresh the page. This is 60. So let's see how 60 is going to move. Now we know where our north and our south is. So focus on the north. The north is what is going to be making our changes. So rotate and let's just grab our image. All right. Just change the class. Refresh. So now let's move it. Great. Let's try to move it. Now you see how it's moving. Okay, so look at how the map moves nicely. You can remove the background for this. You can get nice compass SVGs. So say compass SVG. You get nice compass. Yes, this is an example. See, you can use this nice stuff to actually get the compass. Nice. So we can also make it a little bit smaller. So let's make it 40. Great. So once our map loads, the map grabs all of our buttons and put it here. Once we change, it changes. Nice. And once you move out of the center, click this, it takes us back to the center. So move it, takes us back to the center. It's really cool. In our next video, we're going to look at how we can get layers on the map with transit layers, with bicycling layers, and so forth and so on. Stay tuned.